Just want to say Super Bowl yesterday, real great game yesterday. It started off the way that I told you it was going to be. It was going to demonstrate the experience on defense, the hunger on defense, and different players that had a lot to prove to show you that they can actually change the shift of a game or make things flow a certain way. You know, this is why the San Francisco 49ers came out with Nick Bosa in the squad, just ready to play and try to shut down Patrick Mahomes and the 40. I mean the you know team that he's on with that other dude. But anyway, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. The San Francisco 49ers, they took away the chance for Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions to be in the Super Bowl and to actually get as far as to play for the whole thing against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid prepared team with Isaiah Pacheco and Rashee Rice, all who have uh, played really well. I want to say just in the Super Bowl last night, they played better, except there was still some of those drop passes, like I told you, they have had a problem with all season. So maybe they've had situations the pressure was on them last night. It was almost as if the Georgia Bulldogs, lent a couple pieces to San Francisco 49ers, and these dudes were really hungry to get this chip. But then it looked really good early on. They had a 10-3 lead going into the halftime. It would have been just 10-0, but then they left some time for Patrick Mahomes to get a drive going, and it became kind of scary because it almost became a touchdown in the end of the second quarter, which would have been the end of the first half. hmm this Super Bowl, it really gave us a look into Cal Shanahan's way of thinking and the blitzes that can be ran from this 49ers defense that was out there on the field. Guys like the whole, as a whole, I don't want to take anybody specifically. I want to say as a whole, from Travis Kelce trying to get open, Patrick Mahomes, being scrambled. He was even sacked. When is the last time you seen Patrick Mahomes sacked more than once in a game? So they had some real good pressure out there on the field for that 49ers team. And they came down to really good call making. A lot of the plays that were converted by the Kansas City Chiefs, they were happened to be immediate plays and last minute desperation plays that turned into scoring options. And this left dudes like Isaiah Pacheco actually putting in work and getting further than what he would have actually been. Um, Rashee Rice, he wasn't the biggest target, but he also put in some work last night. He caught some passes to get them in some really good positions. There were plays and times where it was just nothing wasn't happening for him. And then Patrick Mahomes, he had to go and run it himself. He had to go and step up and show them why he was once a league MVP and why he's the captain of this team and why he has multiple championships. The hunger and the leadership. He had to do what he had to do. And I'm sure Andy Reid had no problem with that. Because early on, Cal Shanahan, I mean, you had players over here. George Kittles was doing work, but then George Kittles, he went out with an injury. It was a point where even Debo Samuels, as I reminded you, remember he was injured in the other playoff game, I believe it was, in the NFC Championship. And this man, he needed the rest. The 2 weeks gave him a break. Maybe he wasn't 100%. We'll find out later. You know how these injury reports are. However, the man still came out to play for a chip yesterday, and it was opportunity for him to get a win, but it didn't happen. hmm it went really strongly and came down to the point where the 49ers, they could not execute 100%. They made small niches and small glitches that was just making them look terrible and not like a professional team should, but The hunger was there early on. This was the thirst. However, when it came down to it, the Kansas City Chiefs played tougher in the second half because they were down 10-3. So then they allowed themselves to score 16 to only another 9 of uh, San Francisco 49ers. So I'm just going to say a lot of people, they probably wanted the 49ers to win yesterday, but a lot of people were not surprised that another championship went to Andy Reid's Kansas City Chiefs because these dudes, and there was a part where Travis Kelce got beside himself and tried to take it out on the coach and get crazy on the sideline. We don't know if this was fueled by Taylor Swift or whatever, but we just know that you don't do this to your coach if you have a way to talk. I mean, it's ways to get your point across, but this was not a good look. It was not a good look, and it wasn't professional. And so that fuel, Andy Reid, of course, is like a father, so he covered it up and he didn't want to get too much into it. I mean, the two of them are men, so they won a championship, so let them fall back and clear that up. That's an in-house issue. I just want to say that, okay, with Patrick Mahomes winning now, you went into the second half and you did what people didn't think you were going to do. They thought this was finally the year that you was going to be decrowned, and you went up in there being one of the only top 5 quarterbacks to win back-to-back championships and being a young man at that. And it's not easy. It is rare. So now that's 3 championships and 4 to go to catch up to the GOAT, Tom Brady. And you be the new GOAT. But they want to know who was there before Brady. I say it could have been Joe Montana, but the debate goes on. hmm Yesterday it was a whole lot happening, and shout out to Andy Reid and Cal Shanahan for both being two professionals and for not getting unsportsmanlike, and for the rest of their team. You know, as this game went on, it became physical. But then when the offense started to break out, then it made the game much more of a collaboration of just smash and bang. And this is where the time dragged on because that first half it just went on by because that defense was doing their job. When the defense is working, that game is being delayed because the defense is shutting things down. I mean, excuse me, when the defense is playing, there is no delay because they're shutting things down. And this is making it sometimes 4 plays in and out. Sometimes it's just, you know, give up that rock. They about to take it now. You know, it might not be a pick six, but them interceptions, they sure do count. But it's just what the defense do with it. hmm This was a good game. So I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. Check this one out. And I'm sure they're going to have a lot of plays on NFL Network, you know, ESPN. But check out Don Boy 718 and show us love. We're going to always try to bring you guys to the newest reports and good news. It's a beautiful night. We're going to start getting into some NBA news soon. But I hope Bill Belichick finds a home. Seeing this championship and the way things go, it took the heat off of him and Tom Brady, even though they were still mentioned much because of the comparison between Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So this run is yet to see, and it'd be great to keep this team together to see how far that they can actually go. hmm So blessings. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook. Spread the word, show love. Be a champion. We appreciate you. Don Boy 718.